In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, my dear friends, child, we were child once, today we are grown up, and we do have our children. These children are the more important assets for the previous generation of theirs. Everyone else wants the children to become great people. Nobody wants to make them an ordinary person. Nobody wants them to become a criminal. Nobody wants to become, nobody wants their children to become an unsuccessful or a failed person. We want all the good for our children, but very few of us do understand that if we want our children to become a great people once they are grown up, so we have to take care of them more during the beginning of the life, during the first few years of their life. Why? Because the researchers have come to a conclusion that for a child, the first few years of their life are extremely important. The first few years of a child's life is very, very important, extremely important. If at all we try to understand what, where, how to train a child, how to take care of him or her, how to discipline them, I think that is something very, very useful. Because if at all a child is not, you know, developed into a disciplined person, what is going to happen then? One lack of discipline actually means 100 types of troubles, plenty and plenty and plenty of the bad things, bad habits. And if at all, vice versa, if the child is taught and trained to become a disciplined person, it automatically means that the child is given and gifted with 100 good habits as well. So it is the training of a child, particularly during the first few years of their life, which is extremely important and which determines the kind of life a child once is grown up as a man and a woman, the kind of life they are going to have, the kind of life they are going to live. A disciplined child will always be improving and moving forward, while a spoiled or an indisciplined child will always be moving toward the wrong direction, creating the problems for themselves as well as their parents, the rest of the family members. It is really important that our child is being trained well, is being trained properly. As and once there is a childhood, it is easy to identify and to rectify the troubles in the child, because neither the child is trying to hide it, nor the child has become too strong to resist. I remember a case. I was there in the bazaar when I saw a family with a child is inside a shop. The shopkeeper has put certain coins within the reach of the customers, and this child picks some of the coins from there. Now the man accompanying that family slapped the child, punished the child on the spot, and even asked him, though just to frighten him, that we are not going to take you along with us. You will be thrown here. So the purpose was they didn't leave it unpunished, and they didn't say that once it is grown up, once the child grows up, he will be able to understand that I don't have to do this thing and this is a bad thing. Rather, they didn't ignore it at all. They didn't condone it at all. Rather, the man, punished the child. So I think that never ever in his life again this child will be doing the same thing, because he knows that this is really, really bad. I have seen many of the children. I have seen the parents of the many children. Sometime they start fighting with a person who has brought a, who has brought a kind of complaint either from the neighborhood or from their school that the child has done this thing wrong. They start fighting with the complainant. They say that you are wrongly blaming my child, or my child is really good one. On the other hand, some other children, some other parents, they just say that she is too young. So once they are grown up, they will be able to understand that this is right and this is wrong. I think that is, both of these kinds of attitudes are highly erroneous, highly wrong, and these things are going to make the child a spoiled one. I think we need to be very careful as far what our children are learning and adopting. If at all we are condoning their bad thing, I think we are not doing the good thing, the good deed with our children at all. Rather, we are committing a kind of criminal negligence, and this criminal negligence is going to make our child a spoiled one. I think so. Will never ever be able. Will there are hardly fewer chances. There are fewer chances that this child, once is grown up, will become a responsible human being and will be leading a good life for oneself as well as for the parents, the siblings, the rest of the family members. Never ever ignore this thing, because again it is the first few years of a child's life which are extremely important, and during these first few years I think we need to take enough care of the children. We need to keep an eye what their children is learning. If at all their children are learning and adopting the bad things, I think we need to do something during that period. But if at all the child is not learning certain important things, we should do everything else we can to make them learn those important things. Thank you.